Hey everybody, welcome back to Vanti EDC. Today I'm going to be opening a new Protech. It's been a while since I've done one of these, got one of these in, but once I open it, you might have a sense of why I got this one in particular. So I'm not going to show you the label, but we're just going to go ahead and get right into this. I've not gotten into this yet. I did take it out of the packaging, but yeah, let's see. So this is a Mordax, as you can see. It is the honeycomb Mordax. You see it's in Magna Cut there. So this is the MX 105. Now I'll show you the box label. So this is kind of like the, not bare bones, but just kind of like the basic Magna Cut Mordax. Protech recently, released a run of these to their various dealers and retailers. And so I actually literally just earlier today shipped off the Mordax that I first owned, the Blade Show Texas 2023 when I sold it. Having experienced it, I knew I wanted a user and I didn't feel comfortable using it because it's so rare and so valued by a lot of collectors. And so I figured I might as well sell it to someone who wants it for the collector side of things. And I got this as a user. So yeah, I'm not going to get too much into the details about the Mordax as a whole, just because I've done videos on it before. But yeah, I mean, looks good so far. No, let's see, any flaws anywhere? No, looks good. Yeah, I'm really liking the so far the look of the stone-washed parts, because the one that I had was all DLC, all DLC, or like, yeah, black anodization or whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's see, is it centered? Looks pretty centered to me. Let's see. Yeah, okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and open it. Very nice. Yep. All right. Yeah, so it's got a pretty not I don't want to say dull, because that has a negative connotation, but it's pretty like flat stone wash, like slightly reflective, but not a ton. I mean, the light I have it under right now is a fluorescent, so it's particularly bright. So I wouldn't. Yeah. Let's see. Well, actually, let's see. Although it does feel very smooth, the stone wash. It's not a very gritty stone wash. So yeah, yeah, I like the look of this. Because it's in Magna Cut, I like the idea of DLC blades when the blade steel is going to be prone to corrosion. But because it's Magna Cut, that's like, one of the big draws of Magna Cut. So I've wanted a stone wash blade that, it would be, you're not worried about things like corrosion. Okay, so yeah, I mean, feels nice, feels hefty like my last one did in a way. Feels maybe it's, oh, you know what it is? It might be, there's like a little, I think there's like a slight, you hear that, the button. Yeah, a slight amount of button stick, but it'll probably wear out like it did on my last one. The one I had before, it was a mosaic pin, like brass or something like that. So a little different than this standard button. I'm assuming this button is, actually I shouldn't assume, I don't know if it's steel or aluminum. But yeah, feels nice. Let's see, let's test the, oh, it does have like, it does have a decent amount of play, side to side play. Forward, backwards, no play, but side to side definitely. So, what I think with my Blade Show one, it didn't have honestly that much play. Once I cleaned out the pivot really well and then added like blue Loctite and tightened it down properly, it never walked loose. So I'm probably just gonna have to do that with this one. Just take the pivot out, clean it really good, and then add some Loctite and get it nicely tightened up. Let's see if what happens if I tighten it up on this one. I believe it's a T8 pivot. Let's try this. Let's see. Feels fairly tight already. Okay, so you got less play. Oh yeah, okay, so that's better. So yeah, so it definitely can get to a place where it still drops freely once you disengage the button, and it has solid lockup. So what I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna need to, yeah, just off, like after I stop recording or at some point, just clean the pivot out, add some Loctite, make sure it's all good to go. So if you're getting one of these, don't be surprised yeah, don't be surprised if the lockup isn't perfect. You can definitely make it perfect, at least in my experience of having two now. So yeah, you know, it's got the honeycomb milling. It's a big draw for me. I love that it creates the faux bolster effect. This milling is very, it's not abrasive, but it's very effective. You know, you get good traction. There's, I think the distance between all the hexagons gives you your ability for the flesh of your finger to kind of dig in there. But yeah, you know, the edge, it's definitely not a good looking edge. Pretty sloppy, I would say, on that side. On this side, the show side, it's not awful on the show side, but yeah. I'm assuming they hand sharpen, like, yeah, hand grind these or something like that. I don't know how they do the edges on their blades, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited because this is truly going to be like a user for me. You know, a vast majority of my knives, I want to be users first and foremost, even if they are expensive. You know, I get expensive knives because I think they're worth the money from a utility standpoint and a collector standpoint. But I think utility generally comes first for me. So yeah, I'm really excited because like I really was not carrying that other Mordax, and I wanted a Mordax to use. So I'm glad that Protech finally did another run of these. Yeah, unfortunately, I think just this morning, Blade HQ finally sold out. I was surprised that they were in stock for, I think, almost a full day, practically. Or actually more than a few. It was multiple days, because I think I bought this a few days ago. But yeah, I actually am also going to probably... I had mentioned in, I think, maybe my 1 month review of the Mordax, some potential modifications that I think would make this basically a perfect EDC knife for me. And so that would be, the main things would be jimping on the spine, because there's nothing there. I mean, it's not like, yeah, it's not like you absolutely need it, but I think that would be great to have. And then getting either the clamp-on style thumb studs, I can't remember the brand that makes those, or finding a modder who would be able to drill through and install a thumb stud so that I could do thumb stud deployment, because that would just make it even more fidgety than it already is, because it's obviously just a flipper and you can use the button as well. So yeah, this is yeah, I'm excited to eventually get this modded out to my exact liking, and hopefully that would be, you know, basically, like, other than it not being titanium, and which in all honesty, because it's aluminum, it's lighter, so I like the fact that it's lightweight. You know, so other than that, like, it would basically be a perfect knife to me at that point. So yeah, I don't know if I'll do a 1 month review on this, just because I've already done a 1 month review on a Mordax before. Ooh, look, you can see the gap, man. Okay, one thing to note, I'm catching this. There's a gap here. You can see my fingers. That should not be there. That seam should be fully closed, so you can see the screws coming through there. So I'm kind of curious. I guess is there only one screw? Yeah, there's only one screw. Let's see if I can get that close and see what that does as well. I think I need a T6 on this one. But yeah, you know, I think a lot of dealers have already sold out of this current run of the Mordax, but keep your eyes peeled. And if you're really, really missing, you know, really wanting specifically this 105, I actually have a second copy, I guess, or yeah, a second one coming in the mail to me, because I had a mix-up on my order and initially thought I wasn't even going to get this one. So, that's weird, man. Because, oh wait, there's a screw, my bad. There's a screw it's under the clip, really? Okay, so I'm going to do this on camera just to see if I can get this solved. And, you know, because I feel like this is a QC issue, not a design flaw. It's just, you know, is there really red Loctite on that? That's amazing. Sorry for knocking the camera. Yeah, it's hard to believe that's red Loctite because it's coming off real easy. So maybe it's not Loctite, it's some other thread locker. It's kind of confusing, but whatever. Okay, so this screw, I guess, needs to get clamped down, or does it? Wait, what just happened there? Interesting. I didn't even get a chance to tighten this screw, and now it looks like that seam is sealed up now. So I'm a little confused. I guess maybe the tension somehow. Let's see. I mean, this screw does feel loose. I don't know if is it just coming loose? I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, maybe the tension from the clip screws was too much or something. That's a weird one. I mean, I know certain certain knives are susceptible to whatchamacallit. Oh, shoot. They're susceptible to the tension from the clip screws sometimes. So that could be the case here, I guess. So maybe when I torque this back down, or yeah, tighten this back down, maybe we won't be having any issues. I don't want that seam to open up, so let's see, I'm tightening this up. Okay, that feels fairly, I mean, okay, let's try that. I know this is boring, so I'm sure some of y'all are just tuned out at this point, but I definitely don't want. Okay, so now, yeah, you know, I don't love Protech clips. At least the ones that they do on like the Malibu and Mordax. Like the DLC coating is a lot of unnecessary friction, and then the tension from the factory is typically unnecessarily strong. So, yeah, well, it looks like, okay, so it looks like that seam is fully sealed up now. I'm not seeing any gaps, no light peeking through. Okay, so that was interesting. And yep, so we still have good lockup. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, you should know that, I mean, I didn't have that issue in my first Mordax. I'm assuming it's just this one somehow slipped through whatever quality assurance, quality control checks they had during assembly and final inspection or before shipping off to dealers. So anyway, I got it all sorted out, it seems. So yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to using this, but yeah, modding it at some point. And if you're really want one, message me, because I do have a second one on the way. Like message me on, I guess, like Instagram. My handle's like vanta.edc, I think. Yeah, just DM me there if you really want one of these. Yeah, I have no problem holding on to that for a while, maybe selling it later, or just, having it be another project of some sort. So, yeah, really excited finally to have it a Mordax user. So, yeah, until next time, take care.